So built into all of these teams is OneNote. Now, I'm currently in the IHF support staff desk. There isn't a huge amount of stuff in this particular one, so I'm going to click on all teams and go back, and then I'm into all my different options here. Now I know that my higher design stuff has more information in it. As you can see, the chat feature has been used well here for storing bits and pieces of information. Now again, if I go up to the top here, you've got the post, the files, the class OneNote, assignments, grades, evaluation, calendars, etc. So if I go to my class notebook, what I've got in here is I obviously used a lot of OneNote, and I've taken my OneNote that existed previously and loaded it up into this team. Now, to access the OneNote, again, most of you will be aware of what OneNote is, but just to clarify, think of it as a big folder where you've got lots of different sections and you keep all sorts of things you want to work on. Okay. Now, to access it, this is your first kind of basic information. It covers all the stuff you need to know. To get into my particular structure, there's a collaboration space which is open to like everyone within this team. They can write, they can work together, they can put all sorts of things in there, scribble over bits and pieces, and use it regularly. You've then got the content library, which is like your traditional library where you can't change anything. You can only look at things or take a copy of things, but you can't actually write on it. So if I click, for example, on this design brief, I've got notes in here on design briefs and where they're used and things like that. I've got different sections all the way down here for all the different areas of design, and within each of these areas, so design brief within each of these sections, I should say, is different pages. Okay, and each of these pages has additional information on it, which is quite useful. This is where I keep all of my notes, but if you're not so comfortable using this particular thing, remember you do have that file section available for you to use. One thing to bear in mind as well with OneNote is, again, if there's lots of large files in it, it's going to slow it down for pupils that don't have particularly good broadband. From our survey, most of our pupils seem to have relatively good broadband, but again, it's coming up to 8:30. People are probably starting to log on to Glow and Teams around the country, if not wider. So I am noticing it has slowed down since I started making these videos. One of the things I wanted to show you, in fact I might just come out and see if I can get back into it. One of the things I did want to show you is remind you of the tools that are available within this section of the OneNote in order to help students access the content, because you will be familiar with, so here we go, you will be familiar with a lot of the tools like the dictation feature, which is over here, so pupils are able to click on it and dictate what they want to say. If I just try that here, I'm not sure how successful it will be. So testing, 1, 2, 3. And I've switched that off. I shall quit while I'm ahead because that was relatively accurate, so that was quite good. You also have the features of the spelling options, and then you have your normal sort of class Microsoft Word type tools. You also have the ability to add files, pictures, links, audio, etc. You can also draw with your normal touchscreen device. You also have the View tab, which contains what's known as the Immersive Reader. Now, if I click on this, what we should see is that it will display the text that's on that particular page, and it'll usually put it on a different coloured background. You've got little tips that come up down here, showing you what things do, but in general this is how it looks. You can change things like the size of the text, you can increase the spacing, you can change the font, so my most hated font is Comic Sans, so I'll come off that. You have the ability to show nouns, verbs, adjectives, etc. And you just click on them and it'll highlight the different parts. This is all stuff you've all seen over the years. You have also the option of sound out, which is a beta thing. I've not actually tried that yet, but you can see there it's giving you options, which might be worth looking into. And then you've got the focus by line. You've also got a picture dictionary, which basically will provide a picture of certain things. So quite useful. But one of the most important things is the fact that it actually will play the text.
Your OneNote class notebook is a digital notebook for the whole class to store text in.
Okay, so that's being played through a speaker, which you're then hearing through a microphone, so it might not be the greatest quality, but it gives you those general tools. Okay, hope that was useful.